Alright, we're back with part number 3 of this video. Yeah, this is getting long, and yeah, I don't have a YouTube account that can support like hour and a half or 2 hour videos yet, otherwise I'd probably do that. However, actually I lie, it's not the YouTube video, it's my phone, it's weird that way. Anyway, I digress. We're going to continue taking a look at what we've got so far, and I'm only realizing just now that it's really hard to see these lower things here. Yeah, well, let's see if that's any better. I apologize you can't see the very, very top, but that's fine. Okay, so where I left off was I was listening to the sound here, and here's what I have, but I'm not happy with it. It's not quite right. So here's what I want to do. I want to add a second oscillator, or, well, in this case, not a second oscillator, but a second instrument. And I want to try and get it closer. So it's a little bit more choppy, and it's tuned in fifths. That's the impression that I'm getting. So right off the bat, I'm just going to go with a couple of saws. I want to flesh this out a little bit. So let me try and put this up to 7, and I want to change the volume a little bit because I don't want the fifths to come out as much. Like that. That's too much. Okay, and then this one I want to throw up an octave, at least. Okay, better. Right away, I need to put on a filter. I love this 24 dB. Okay, this is not quite right, so I'm going to change this a little bit as well. Now, keep in mind, the whole reason I'm adding this second oscillator is purely to fill in the sound. The majority of the sound is already there, using this, using the MS-20. So the majority of the sound's already there. What I'm really using this second oscillator for is just to fill in the sound a little bit. There's something kind of missing from it. And the volume on this is too loud, so I want to kind of drop this down. Okay, there's, funny enough, okay, I need this this filter to kind of close more quickly. So let me do this. Like I need it to be a little bit more punchy. Alright, needs to be more open. Okay, it's pretty darn close as it is, but I think this is the oscillator that needs to open up now. Okay, here's the only thing I need to change. This, I think, is great. I think the first synth engine is okay. I think what I need to do is I need to set this so that it closes though. So when I go into the filter, not the LFO mod, but the EG select. So I've got EG filter 1, and this is talking about, okay, when you hit the key, the harder you hit the key, how much does it impact? EG intensity, I think this is intensity. Oh no, there's intensity over here, but that's for the ribbon. So the EG intensity is how much does the envelope generator affect the sound. I'm going to say, let's say 50, and let's see what happens now. So I'm going to go to the one that says filter, and I'm going to get this to close, but I'm going to get to close roughly the same amount that this one does. So if I look here, my decay time, my attack is really low. So my attack is like 0.39. It could even possibly be lower, but I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, this does not match 1-to-1, which is really kind of a pain to me, but whatever. It is what it is. Oh, I'm adjusting the wrong one. That doesn't help either, does it? Okay, so attack time 0.3. If I go to my EG here, and this is oscillator 2, I'm going to try this. Okay, fine. And now let's go back to EG1. The decay time, 1.17. Well, I don't even know what that means. I'll be totally blunt. I'm not entirely sure. Only because... And let's drop this down to make it more significant so I can hear exactly how long it takes. Because, okay, I come from the Kurzweil world, where in Kurzweil, and I'm not saying this is better or worse, it's just different. In Kurzweil, all of the numbers and the times and everything is consistent with one another. So if you were to look at EG, it would say 1.15 or 1.13, where you go into here and it says 1.17. So you'd have a common comparison for differences. So I don't have that here. So I have to kind of go, not the long way around, but... Okay, but that sounds good though. Let me make it longer. Okay, the only thing I want to do is I want to boost the low end, but I can't do that here on just this one, because I think it sounds pretty good. Now I still kind of hear the harmonic a little bit higher as well, so let me see if I can bring that up just a little bit. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable with this. I could spend more time on it. I don't know that I want to, because for something that's going to do this, and I'm just thinking at the end of the day, yes, you want it to be close, but this is going to be something that's not a symbolic sound. This is a background accompaniment sound. Just thinking bigger picture, do you really want to spend more time on a background sound than you do on a lead sound? And so I'm going to save this as is. I'm going to listen to it again in a minute. Actually, when I say a minute, I mean right now. I want to listen to it again, and I want to see, do they directly compare? Are they very, very similar? Is this the kind of thing that I would say, you know, is close enough, or do I want to go back and revisit again? Okay, I hear a filter that's more open somewhere, and I think it's this one. So here's what I hear. I hear the initial filter being open, but I hear the filter closing even more than it does. So I'm going to bring the sustain level down. No, that was fine at 1.17. I'm okay with that. So I know at this point, this is where I have to adjust it. let's write it. So the last thing I'm going to do, there's two things that I have left to do. One is I'm going to check the effects, because I think the core of the sound, the timbre, is fine. I'm going to check the effects and see if there's anything that needs to be added to the sound in terms of, effects. It sounds pretty darn dry to me. There might be a slight reverb, but without isolating the actual track, I can't tell. So I'm willing to bet there's probably a little bit of reverb, and that's just from, experience and working in studios and that kind of thing. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an overb. I'm going to make it real dry though. So I'm going to bring this down even probably to less than 10. I'm going to say 9. Oh yeah, I need to route this here, don't I? So let's route it here. No, that even sounds too thick to me. So let's bring this down. Let's say 5. Yeah, and it's hard to tell. I'm going to say this is probably okay. I'm going to go with it. Nope, you know what? There's still something not quite right, and that this filter is not closing enough. And it's not closing on both of them enough. So I need this one to close even more as well. So let's, that's fine. What happens if we were to drop this below 0? Let's drop this to like minus 30. Do the same thing here. Minus 30. Okay, there's still something not quite right. I can't put my finger on it. Let me turn the volumes of these down. Okay, that indicates to me that this choppy second oscillator is too much. And because it was almost, not hearable before, it didn't mean anything. Yeah, that's okay. And that's not going to really help any, is it? So let's try that. That's okay. Okay, I think that's it. Like, again, it's hard to tell. There could be some slight differences. But at the end of the day, you're looking at something. Well, hang on a second. If I were to just humor myself here, hang on. Okay, here's what I'm hearing is I'm hearing something that's square sounding. And when I say square, I mean the square waveform. There's something square sounding. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, I want to change the EG a little bit. Actually, it's not even the EG. It's the amount of the EG. So let's go to this. There it is. I think that's what it was. Is that there was too much square sound in that sound. And when I say square, I mean I'm just talking about the square waveform. Nope, there's still now there's too much something. There's too much ringing. It's too much. And it's not that. I think it's one of these guys. No, there. Where is it? It's there. There. It needs to be in the sound. It needs to be there. There. It needs to be there, but not as much as it was. There. Alright. I'm not going to change anything else. Partially because of time. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on this background sound that's going to be, you know, if you're playing in a live audience kind of thing, or in a live scenario, live venue, you're not going to hear these fine details. It's going to be all drowned out by people talking and that kind of thing. So you need it to be pretty close. If I were in the studio, I would be more concerned, and that's where I'd want to take that extra time and go back and listen to it again and that kind of thing. So here's where I go back and listen again. Is this still accurate? So let me rewind all the way to the beginning and listen. Yeah, I'm totally happy with that. And let's listen to this one. Our choppies. Okay. I still feel like these may be too loud. That there's something that it's doing here. Here, let's see. Yeah, it's missing something. There's something that's weird. I can't put my finger on it right away. And it could be maybe this. Okay, just to tell you what I'm looking for, I'm hearing the filter being open more than it is. And this is why the review process is so important, is because there's going to be times where you have to go back and listen to it again and again and again and again. And now I'm hearing the fifth more, so I'm going to bring that fifth in even higher if I can. One thing I wanted to point out just very quickly, because I think I'm almost there and I don't want to spend any more time on it than this. Listen to the harmonic differences. I move the filter just a little bit. So I'm hearing the octave more. Now I go down here. I'm hearing the fifth more. Now I'm not hearing the fifth at all. And that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up here, because again, this is a background sound. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm going to say it's probably pretty close. Somebody else might spend some more time on it and get it even closer, but if you take that and you combine it with this, you know, and then you add the bass and the drums, you're probably going to be just fine. So I'm going to call it there. I think that's probably fine. But if any of you have suggestions on, you know, hey, what if we tried this? What if we tried that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I'm all ears. So let me know what you think. Thanks.